Okay, we're back with the 22nd episode, I think, of the For the Badge, our For the Badge podcasting series. Doing pretty good. We got some good topics today. We got Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid under some pressure. We got Will Stills over in France. I want to talk about on 18-game unbeaten streak, which is pretty crazy for a 30-year-old. What else we have? St. Louis City played their first home game, and I want to talk about that, the MLS. So we got some MLS stuff. So we got kind of things that are all over the place, if you will. Yeah. So if all that stuff interests you, please stick around. Subscribe, like button, notifications, blah blah, do all that. As always, if you listen long enough and you have an opinion about anything we say, please leave it in the comments because we love reading them. No matter if they're positive or negative for us. Oh, and MLS documentary show. I'm gonna start off with that. Let's start off with some MLS stuff.
Okay.
I don't think you guys have, but have you guys watched the Drive to Survive F1 show on Netflix?
No. I tried watching it. It just wasn't for me.
Okay. So I watched all 5 seasons. I watched the 5th season just came out like last week, and I watched it in 2 days. So
respect. I respect that.
Yes. So because of it, I was not into F1 beforehand. I only got into it because of my friend Kyle introduced me to it, and I watched the series, and now me and my girlfriend like love it. And like I said, I never watched F1. Never really cared for it. The closest thing I watched was NASCAR, and that's boring. So this really piqued my interest in F1, and now I keep up with it pretty often. We have favorite drivers, favorite what's it called? Constructors, blah blah. Same company that made that just made, I think, a tennis one on Netflix and a golf one on Netflix. I'm gonna watch the golf one. I haven't gotten to it yet, but apparently the MLS has also agreed to a documentary style show with the same company. And if anyone watched, I forget what video it was, but we said that they need this. That this is something that they kind of need. Something to get peak engagement, like the Wrexham Hulu series, the Sunderland Netflix series, and the other thing. They've tried. LAFC had a thing on, I think, ESPN Plus. I think they had like a little series for the first season.
Yeah.
Blah blah, but nothing that's like piques your interest too much, if I'm being honest. But this could be it. This could be something that piques interest not only in America but abroad as well, which I think is really key. I think it could have the same effect as us watching Wrexham, and now Andres is like the biggest Wrexham fan I know. With his career mode and all that.
Can't wait for them to be here.
But what if it like there's a vice versa? European fans watching the MLS series, they get I don't know how it's gonna be structured, but they start liking a team, start liking some players, and boom, it grows a fan base. So I wanted to mention it. I want to hear what you guys think about prospects, what they could do, should do, blah blah. Yeah, if you guys have any comments on that.
Well, clearly someone saw our video and said, "Shit, that's a good idea," and then approached MLS and said, "Let's strike a deal here. We got some money in the making." But it's a good step forward. I like it. I can't, because I think I don't think we know, MLS fans really know what happens behind closed doors per se, because I feel like the MLS structure is a lot different from the European structure. So like seeing them train, especially they have different transfer windows. They have, internationals breaks differently because some certain players leave to go on the international break even while there's games playing. So I think it'd be really interesting to see what it's like inside closed doors at the facilities, like, food wise, preparation wise, travel wise, compared to like England, and see like how big of a difference it is. But also it could be like a culture shock. Maybe they're exactly the same thing, and then maybe it'll get people outside be like, oh, it's actually proper football and not just like some off-brand football that America's trying to do. So I think it would be a really good thing if it's done correctly,
Yeah.
I think if it's done correctly, like kind of like All or Nothing, or like, F1.
Yeah.
But All or Nothing type vibes, I think, if it's done really correctly. Now, I don't know how they're going to do it, if they focus on a specific team, but it'd be really cool to see different teams throughout the season.
Yeah, I think that's what they do, because like I said, so I've watched the F1 one, and it's like an overall thing. I think it's like 10 episodes, 12 episodes, and they do like pretty much the first like 8 or 9 are based on individual teams. So it's not like the most chronological thing, but it's like, they'll look at Ferrari in this one, then they'll look at Mercedes in this one, then they'll look at McLaren in this one, blah blah. I think they could do that with the MLS, but I think if you pick and choose, because you can only have there's way more teams, and there's 10 constructors in F1, and there's I think like 30ish teams in MLS, 28, 29. So they're gonna have to pick like the most popular ones to do it. But I think it'll be good because what the F1 does is doesn't tell the full story, and they kind of fabricate drama to an extent. There is drama, but they like kind of fabricate a little more, which a lot of people hate. But but it piques a lot of people's interests, and that's why it piques my interest. So I think that they're going to do the same thing with the MLS one. I think they should.
He ain't coming back. Well, anyways, Diego, what is your take on this?
You know what? That's a great. Let's take over. Yeah.
Yeah, let's take over. What's your take on this, Diego?
I don't know. I agree. I think any sort of kind of PR for a franchise or anything is huge. And was it like whether it's just like some Netflix show or if it's on like I don't know any streaming platform, it's giving a way for people to like kind of have their own way of seeing what this franchise is about, and not just like, you know, you can look on articles or whatever, but you don't get invested. You kind of see names and stuff, but you don't get invested. And like I think Elijah mentioned, Sunderland till we die. That got me invested in Sunderland, and that was like have you seen it? Have you seen that show?
Yeah, I love it. I rewatch it sometimes just because.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you've seen it. You know how good it is. Let's be honest. We didn't care at all about Sunderland before we watched that show, 100%. And then that show. Now we're like, yes, backing Sunderland.
Backing Sunderland Prem when they come here. Best believe if they come to California watching a game, no doubt in my mind. Even if it's 100%. A championship side, I don't care.
100%. And so, like, just as that is a great example, I think hopefully an MLS thing like that could be.
He's back. It's okay. We carried the podcast for a bit.
Yeah,
I don't even know what Diego said. I was fine. You guys were fine for me, and then Diego, I couldn't see Diego for a little bit, and then I heard Andres go like, "All right, Diego, what's your opinion?" And he's just.
Yeah, you were frozen for a bit, but Diego stood so still that I thought I was frozen, but he was fine. It was just you, and I was like, "Oh, I'm good."
What was my cutoff? What was the last thing I said?
I don't even remember. But Diego made some great points, and so if they do, my question is, if they do a F1 style thing where they pick several teams, because there's not enough episodes to do, you know, all teams in the MLS, because that would be ridiculous. So if you had to pick 6 clubs to do this documentary on, what would it be? What clubs would it be?
I think. I mean, okay, I'm obviously going to say LA Galaxy because they're the most popular MLS team, or at least the most successful, and they have had some big names over the past several decades. So I think many people would know about them, and that'll be a good marketing team. I don't know. I feel like Austin is a really good team. They have such a cool vibe in their stadium, and like the whole green and all that. I think it's just such a cool. Yeah, and the Matthew McConaughey chest thump. Yeah. I think that would be sick. I think a lot of people would like that as well. I don't know. I mean, like,
it's got to be the newer clubs.
I kind of
got to be in there.
Yeah, it's got to be the newer clubs. It's also got to be the bigger cities because that's going to be
St. Louis got to be in there.
Like
Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
Because of David Beckham, really.
Yeah.
I mean, that should bring in some viewership.
Yeah.
So we got 5, 6.
Maybe Washington,
Washington.
DC United.
Maybe
because of Wayne Rooney.
I don't know.
I see Charlotte.
Yeah.
Too.
Charlotte. Yeah.
I just think
Atlanta. No.
The names of the cities are important.
Yeah. True. Yeah. I mean, they could do a lot of the teams and just like do more episodes. It's just a lot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a while to even see something.
You just gotta maintain viewer attention, though. That's the only issue.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see nothing about San Jose. They're dog water. I wish they got relegated because of how bad they are.
Did you hear me when I said the whole drama thing?
Nope.
Okay.
No,
cool. So So when I cut out, then I was saying the F1 thing, they tend to fabricate drama. Not like the drama's there, but they just over exaggerate it by far. So like even in the beginning of this season, one of the team principals was like, "This isn't a documentary. This is like this is a Tom Cruise movie." Or whatever he said, something like that, which I think they could do, and I think that's what gains viewer attention, keeps viewer attention, because people are gonna say these conflicts and be like, oh, what the hell? Like I mentioned it when I cut out, but I said like Walker Zimmerman to Nashville, leaving LAFC, like that wasn't that like no one. I mean, it was a pretty big deal, but like there was no like drama behind it, but they could put drama behind it, they can make it like a pretty big thing, so they could do that, and that's what piques people like that's why my girlfriend likes it, is because she likes the drama in F1. She doesn't care about she didn't care about the sport. She doesn't watch sports, but now she does because of the drama. So I think they could do the same thing with MLS.
The drama,
yeah.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, I haven't watched the golf one, I haven't watched tennis one, but I'm sure that's what they do.
Tennis one, I'll give a shot. I do enjoy tennis.
Yeah. The one thing Andres mentioned earlier that I think is interesting is the travel aspect of it. That I do want to see more about that, because teams in England, teams in Spain, teams in France have to travel a lot within the country, and of course for European football, but a lot of the America's just bigger, and these teams have to travel just they play games at the same rate, but sometimes they travel like way more than other teams. I want to see how like if they bring that up, like if that takes a toll, how they do it, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
all those kinds of things.
I want to see like, do they take like normal planes with other people on the I'm curious, like, do they have like their own private plane, or
I'm pretty sure they have private planes. At least most teams do.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it would be interesting to see the different whole aspect, and like lifestyle certain players, because they don't make as much money as Prem players do, Championship players do. So it'd just be interesting to see like day-to-day life for certain players.
Some do actually. I just saw I think Bernardo Silva makes like 8 million in the year. Like his salary is like 8 million in the year. Shaqiri, Shaqiri in Chicago. Shaqiri in Chicago makes 8 million. Gigi makes 6 million.
Yeah.
Like
but those are players that have like well established. I mean, like some guy who's like no one really hears of, but is like a starting player.
Yeah,
I'm just curious about that.
True. Good point. Yeah, it definitely is interesting, because I want to know what the starting like salary. I mean, it's obviously different per person, but the lifestyle. I saw Carlos Vela just is using a personal trainer for the first time too, because he actually cares about the MLS.
Out of shape last season.
Yeah, he's not a 90-minute player, and he's like 33, 34 anyway. So, but yeah. Yeah, then let's just talk about, since we're on MLS, St. Louis City just had their first home game. I don't know if you guys saw any pictures of it. I could probably put up pictures right here or videos of it. But the stadium is beautiful. That stadium is beautiful.
Really?
And yeah, and the way they like had their fans, they all held, like the banners up or whatever to make a picture. Not a tifo, but the like squares. It looked so good, and it's like a nice, like vibrant, like hot pink. And it was great. They won. They're like 2-0 so far in the first season. Both games literally being handed a goal, so it's a little bit questionable. People are saying it's scripted.
Match
fixing. Regardless, I mean, I could see it happening. But regardless of that, it looks beautiful. And I think it was like a packed stadium. Their first, like one of the first like soccer only stadiums, or soccer, primarily soccer stadiums in St. Louis. And it was great. And I think it just really highlights how, like, how well the MLS is growing so far, and how people don't even notice it. Like, who'd have thought in St. Louis there's a big soccer crowd? And to have like sold out.
I didn't even know it was a team.
Oh yeah, after the like the day
I
after.
Didn't even know it was a team. I thought.
Yeah, he texted us like, wait, St. Louis has a team.
I was so confused.
Yeah, but they had their team now. It was the first season at their new home stadium. So, I highly recommend looking up more like pictures if mine didn't do enough justice. But it was great, and like I said, they won. But we can talk about the scripting too. So, you guys seen both the goals Like how they were literally handed the goals.
I saw the first goal. That was bad.
Okay,
I don't know what the defender was thinking.
in my opinion, this one was even worse at the home game because he like keeper had it right. The St. Louis striker was pressing up. He gives it to like the right center back. The right center back doesn't even try a turn. Like he does what I do. He didn't even try a turn to face and pass up. He just like I don't think it was first touch, but pretty much just passed it back. But it was such a terrible back pass right into the path of the striker, right in front of him, and he was able to nick it and to get over the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it was it's a little suspicious. And while I want to say that they wouldn't do it, I almost wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be surprised because here's my thing: is like LAFC came in, and from the get-go, we've been one of the top teams in the league, right? Top teams. We just won the championship. We were the MLS Cup final, which is arguably the best MLS Cup final ever. We just last season. Other teams have come in and have not done that. Charlotte came in, haven't really done anything. Inter Miami have come in, haven't really done much. The only team I'd say is Austin. They've been pretty good. They were pretty good last season. But
Nashville.
I think what
Nashville did solid.
Nashville's been solid too, yeah. So few teams, but I think if these St. Louis games were scripted, I'm not saying they are, but if they were scripted, I wouldn't be surprised because I wouldn't be surprised if MLS wants to keep this new team coming in, dominates the league. Everyone look at them. Let's make them money. That makes us money. I don't know.
Everyone check. We gotta check these center backs' bank details. We gotta see if they got wired.
The bank details.
Any money to see if
what
they
kind
got
of
a bit
wiring
richer after that game.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it's a little weird. I don't even want to.
A lot. Okay, at this point, like the first time, extremely lucky. Second time,
yeah,
extremely lucky, but kind of suspicious. If it happens next weekend when they play, extremely suspicious, and something needs to be done about that.
Yeah, but I think they know that too. They won't. If this was scripted, they won't do that, and they'll wait till like the 6th or 7th week, and they'll be like, okay, let's wait a little bit, give them a mistake again. Because I wouldn't be surprised if they want that kind of story.
And then we'll do that.
Like, I could probably pull it up, but I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted the story of St. Louis first season finished top of the East.
Capitalize the popularity they got from the MLS Cup.
Exactly.
And then gain more popularity by a brand new team. But, it'd be very suspicious if all of a sudden they get all these calls going their way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff happening, bank details being linked of players getting a lot more money, refs getting paid off,
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I said, I doubt it. I don't think this is the case. And I think it's a pretty big accusation to make. One that I don't know if you can ever prove. But it's questionable. Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right here. But stupid YouTube ads. But
okay.
I think you guys haven't watched MLS on Apple TV yet, have you?
No, I have not because I usually watch Galaxy for Chicha, but he's not playing, and I was out of the house when LAFC was playing, but I do know they won.
Fair. So yeah, I watched it for the first time on. I watched it for the first time on Apple TV the other day. It's pretty good. It's actually really good quality. And something that I think I criticized before. But I think it's actually really good for the league. Sorry, I
just want to add to that. Can I add to that real quick?
Go ahead.
There's no blackouts.
Yeah.
Which is huge because
that's nice.
The past 2-3 years when I started watching Galaxy games more and more on TV, and I genuinely I want to say 2/3 of the time, the games I wanted to watch that were on ESPN were blacked out. The Galaxy games in the area, so I literally couldn't watch the games, and so I would just have to watch the scoreline, to see if anything happens. But if I actually wanted to watch the game, it was because I was some local cable network, and I'm not paying for that. So I was just kind of screwed over until they televised it on ESPN globally. So the fact that it's anything can be watched without worrying about that, for me, is one of the huge, a huge plus. And why I would absolutely I love
Also-
that Apple TV doing it.
Also, to add to the point of like having it blacked out was also what was annoying was you would have it only on a Spanish channel, and yes, there's a lot of people in California, a lot of LAFC fans, Galaxy fans speak Spanish, but unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, and so I would like to understand what the commentator is saying to an extent. Yes, Spanish commentary is actually very entertaining to listen to, but I would like to know what's actually happening on the field with certain injuries and stuff. So it was very frustrating to have to watch
That's
it
fair.
on channel like
Yeah.
34 or like Telemundo or something like that, you know. And I was
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
man, and then or I'll try and watch it in class or something. It's like, oh, blacked out. It's like, bro, like, what do you mean it's
Yeah,
blacked out?
yeah.
Or you'd have to get like a NordVPN thing. NordVPN's please sponsor us one day. But you know, you would have to
That would've
like
been such a
change
good
the
segue if you were
location
sponsored.
where I am.
I
to
did
watch the
actually
game.
use NordVPN for the free trial.
Jesus.
and it
Look
was
at that.
very
Guys,
nice.
we're
Look
not
at
being paid for this.
NordVPN.
Don't
Look
look
at
at
us.
this
We're
anymore. We're not being
using-
paid for this. If we were sponsored, that
NordVPN
would be
sponsor us,
such a good
please. Thank
segue.
you.
That would have been such a good segue. Yeah, he brought his
Yeah.
blackouts,
That
MLS.
would've-
That
But
would
I
have
actually
been
did use
sick.
NordVPN. Subscribe to NordVPN. Okay.
I know.
I
And
have-
I didn't
You know,
cancel.
we'll put
for
it in
free
our
refunds.
pockets. We'll put it in
I
our
paid the
pockets
money.
next time when NordVPN actually does sponsor us. We'll bring up this topic again.
Very true. Very true.
We got it in the bag.
Okay. Let's see here.
I was about to say, speaking of blackouts, I was gonna say United, but you know we're gonna watch this video.
Oh.
real quick.
I'll mention after. So this
cool.
is another goal that happened, by the way. This isn't like the one I was talking about earlier, but this is the other goal that happened during the game. I'll play it here.
This
This
is
own
some great
goal.
quality. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually really good.
So he's already scores an own goal.
No.
Okay. Ignore that part.
We're not really getting it too well.
Pablo Signea's in goal. Hold up.
Cisnega.
Yeah, it's skipping a whole bunch. for
It's
us.
very
is it?
very.
Oh no, I'm skipping. I'm skipping on purpose.
Yeah.
It's no. I'm
Oh.
skipping on the video.
Oh, why aren't you watching
Oh, we were like, bro, it's
'Cause
not.
I'm trying to
okay,
get-
Got you.
I'm trying to
He's
get
pressing
to the-
5-second thing.
to the yeah.
Gotcha.
Got
So,
it. Got it. We were like,
So
bro,
they were also-
this is some
they were
chop
given a
work we
penalty.
got here.
They were given a penalty. And then
But Pablito saved it.
so it's already 2-1. And this is the other goal. Okay. Pass it back to keeper. Keeper has it. Looking. Okay. Doesn't even turn. He could easily make a pass. And he gives it right to the attacker. He has let's watch to his right again. Let's watch to his right. Boom. Look. Left foot.
Play with
Can
his
give
left
it
foot.
to this guy.
left foot right
Can
there.
give it to this guy. No pressure. Easy. He can give it to this guy. If there's pressure, he can give it back to the center back. Why is he making this crappy pass right to him? For a nice little ding over Pablo's name.
Honestly, he could have. He had enough time to take a touch with his right foot and then use his right foot to play the center back that was right there, just to play it in that space. But you know what? You know he's a rich man after that, so.
Instagram pictures of the Bahamas from his
He
account.
became richer. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's scripted, but you know, if this happens again, because like I said, this happened the first game
sus
too,
MLS.
and it was even more blatant the first time. But
Bro, that was bad. I mean, that was bad. I don't know what he was
Yeah.
thinking in the first game. That
Yeah.
was horrendous. Like that could be like, you know, you thought you'd put put more oomph to the ball, that pass,
Mm-hmm.
that the one we just showed. But the first
Mm-hmm.
game, that was bad because no one was there.
Mm-hmm.
It was just the striker by himself. So that one's bad. But you know, we will see. You know, we'll be the first ones to call that it's a controversy if it happens again. So you know what?
Amen. I don't know. It's a little weird. Yeah. Otherwise, though, I don't know if you saw everything else that was happening, but like the fans looked great. Stadium looked great. The pink, I love the pink. Honestly. Yeah, it looked fantastic. Really good for the
Comfort
MLS,
jersey.
Yeah.
American soccer. You love it. Okay, so we can move on to what I'm just going to start talking about earlier. The 7-0 thrashing. One of the best results we can experience this whole season as fans. United fans humbled
Exactly.
to an extreme. I think it was like
Indeed.
one of the top 4 biggest like losses they've had in their entire career, and their entire run as a club. That was one of them. Oh, what happened? What happened?
Dude,
They
it
were
was so
talking earlier
nice.
video.
It was so nice to see. No, it was so nice to see because I was watching the highlights before we came on, to prepare. And it was hearing the first half commentary, it was like they were just loving United. Look how easily they move the ball around. Look how easily they are able to create chances. And then the second half comes around and it just all falls apart for them. And it was just amazing to see because it was like just everything that could have gone wrong for United went wrong in every aspect. Every single ball went straight back to a Liverpool player, and it was amazing. David De Gea looked horrendous, by the way, the majority of the game. He looked like his prime self when I'm not gonna lie, he looked really good, especially after I don't know how many saves he won, whatever trophy he got, and then he plays like that. That was bad. But also, I want to point out that despite the 7-0 thrashing, Trent Alexander-Arnold still looked the worst defender in the Prem because he got very lucky, I would say. He got very lucky because some of the goals that was on him got disallowed, and he was caught ball watching on several occasions. And
As he does.
yeah, it was very funny to see Trent Alexander-Arnold continue to be one of the worst players on the pitch despite his team winning 7-0.
There you go.
Yeah. I think I was telling you this earlier, Elijah, is that it felt like every time Liverpool won the ball back and a counterattack, United was just so out of place and so overwhelmed. Like the defenders were out of position, they didn't know what to do, and Liverpool just could like just break. And while you're right, there was a lot of times where the ball just happened to land perfectly. Like the final couple goals, it was just a mess of the ball bouncing around and landing to the Liverpool player, and they would just smash it home. But even some of the earlier goals, which were really nice, well worked goals, like they were just I don't know, like United just didn't know what to do, how to handle it, and Liverpool were just up for it. They were just really, really up for it. But like 7-0, like that's not just something that just happens because you're not playing well.
Yeah.
That's
especially
that's seriously like historically bad.
If you're, sorry, this is, I don't know if you can read that. It's a picture of LeBron, but it says, "We did not lose 7-0.
No.
We gained 7 lessons." LeBron. Anyways, we gained 7 lessons.
All United fans reposting that.
Yeah, I know Trey, like the most famous United Twitter, he liked it. But yeah, like you're right, dude. Like that doesn't just happen. They just sucked. Like you can't let that happen, especially if you're one of the most informed clubs in the world, Manchester United.
Yeah,
at least recently, you have the most informed player in the world, arguably, Marcus Rashford. One of the best midfielders in the world right now, easily Casemiro, who the player in the player in the world who has impacted the team the most, easily Casemiro. You have one of the top world-class center backs in Lisandro Martinez, who's been killing it as well. And they just it's beautiful. I mean,
they didn't show up.
You can't even be sad.
No, it was just bad. And
it's arguably their most famous fixture of the season, even more so than versus City. Like this, United Liverpool is like the rivalry in the Premier League, and with that comes so much coverage beforehand, so much shit talk from both Liverpool and United sides, especially United, because it's easy to talk when you're in form, which they have been. Yep. They were talking their heads off, and then you can't go in and get smacked 7-0. That's not just it just happens.
There's really not much you can say about it because I guarantee you they play that game again. That scoreline won't happen again. Mm-hmm. It's just one of those times where everything Liverpool did went right and everything United did went wrong, and it just is what it is. You know, those type of scorelines don't happen often at all, and so
no.
I'm speaking from experience where I watched the game where Spurs demolished United 6-1. I think it was 6-1 under Mourinho when we were under Mourinho, and like I said, that we play that game again, we go back in time and play the game again. That doesn't happen again. It was just it was a complete just out of nowhere where everything we did went right and everything I did was like just so bad, and so it's just one of those days that you can't explain. You know, it just happened.
Yeah. And
I have no sympathy.
It's definitely interesting for the Premier League too, because United fans have been saying that they're in the title race. I don't think they are. This I think solidifies that they're not. It completely destroys their goal difference too, by the way. So like if that were ever to come into play, then they'd be screwed. And it's also proposed Liverpool into 5th, which is pretty big. That's a pretty big change. How many points behind Tottenham are they?
They're 3 points behind Tottenham with a game
3 points
in
with a
hand.
game in hand? That's huge.
Game in hand. They are also 7 points behind United with a game in hand, so they can close it down pretty quick. Honestly, I must say, like, yes, we talk shit about Liverpool and how bad they've been doing this season, but the past 2 seasons, I would say, they've done poorly, and then they bring it back towards the end, and they're able to get a Champions League position. So I think they're going to do it again. No offense, Diego, but I think Tottenham's going to be playing in the Europa League.
I mean, if Tottenham keeps playing the way they are now, then
Oh yeah.
Because Tottenham have not.
But
been.
you know, I think Tottenham will stay where they're at. But I think Liverpool will overtake United. I think it'll be Arsenal, City, Liverpool third, or City, Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah, I think
that's embarrassing. I mean, I'm glad that scoreline happened today because West Ham's scoreline would have been the biggest goal deficit this weekend. So I'm glad it happened to be 7-0. So no one's talking about the West Ham game, thankfully. Anymore.
Yeah. I don't think anyone cared about it anyway. I'm just kidding.
Excuse me, Roy Keane has fucking hates Declan Rice. I have a bone to pick with Roy Keane. I hate that man. Or is it Robbie?
I know you're talking
I don't know.
about
Keane, whatever his last name is, Keane. I hate that guy so much.
Roy Keane.
He's dude, I know this is off topic, but he's Declan Rice needs to do better. He needs to score more goals and get more assists. What are you? He's a defensive midfield. What do you want from him? I don't understand what you want from him. And then I saw a West Ham someone post, and it was when he eventually makes that big move, they're going to be like, oh, what a signing. He's a top lad. He has so much to offer. They're going to switch the table so much. And it's bro, what are you talking about? How do you expect him to score more goals when he's playing in a defensive position? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It pisses me off, and I hate that man so much because he doesn't even watch our games. He just chats shit and reads a stat line and then goes on television acting like he knows what he's talking about. Okay, that's my rant.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry.
I would comment more on Declan Rice and what other arguments I was hearing over the weekend and what I agree or disagree. But you know what? Let's just do it. I don't care.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'll admit. I'll be the first one to admit he's been poor this season compared to his regular standards. But there's been games where he's shown his class,
which I think is pretty good for other teams because that's going to lower his transfer value a good amount. A good amount.
No, I don't think so. I think West Ham will keep it 120.
Well, I think look at it. I mean, look at it this way. This is what I imagine happening is that West Ham are going to ask for 120, and Arsenal, Chelsea, United, whoever, they're going to be like, really? You he had this crap season, and you want us to pay you 120, and they're just going to keep lowballing him, and West Ham are going to get so desperate that they're going to have to accept a 70-60 million offer.
Well, no, because he's still under contract, so then you just wait until he gets and wait another season.
Well, but then they lose him for free. Then West Ham don't get any money.
Maybe you sign him and then you sell him in the January transfer window. I don't know, but that's
even less money.
You're not going to lowball West Ham. Money.
Oh, you're not going to every team is going to lowball West Ham. Every team is going to lowball West Ham.
No. Because then why would you sell him? Just keep him and then convince him to sign a contract.
He's not going to.
It's like Jack Grealish. Why did he go for so much money when he just had an okay season at Aston Villa and they were going to go down? It doesn't make any sense.
I'd rather pay at the time. I would rather pay the 100 for Jack Grealish than the 100 for Declan Rice. At the time of his,
Declan Rice has had not a crap season, but he hasn't been to his standards, and then now people are complaining. But he's still a good player.
I mean, to me, he's a good player. I think West Ham rates him way more than any other team will, which is fine. That's totally fine because that's what you do as a fan of your own team. But when you're going to look to sell him, no team's going to meet that evaluation, and then you just lose out the chance at. I mean, 60 million is not 60, 70, 80 million is not a small sum of money. But if West Ham takes a risk and overvalues him at 120 or anything and doesn't sell him for anything less than 100, then you take the risk of just losing one free.
No, you're telling me Anthony Gordon got fucking sold for almost 45
I'm not even
million.
talking about
There's
anyone else. I'm
no
talking
way.
about Declan Rice.
No, I know, but Anthony Gordon's not even proven from Everton.
I'm not even talking about Anthony Gordon.
Okay
Why are you talking about Anthony Gordon?
I'm just saying, like, there's no way you
wait.
can say Declan Rice is 60 million.
I'm not-
Anthony Gordon got sold for way more.
Where's Anthony Gordon going from? I don't care about Anthony Gordon.
Hold on.
No, it's just because like you can't say Declan Rice is 60 million. It's like no, he's way better, so he should be in the 100. And then Anthony Gordon got sold for 60. Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I know what
why
you're
he'd be
saying, but
60.
it doesn't pertain to my argument. Like, I don't care about Anthony Gordon. There's gonna be.
I'm gonna tell you straight up right now, Andres.
What?
Unless
Diego, what?
Unless it's like I don't know, like one of the really big teams. I'm talking like the big teams, a lot of money, like a Chelsea or a City. He ain't leaving for more than 100.
Yeah, and
he's not going above 100.
And that's not just us saying that.
I can guarantee you that right now.
If you go on any Twitter thread, Instagram thread, forum, Reddit, anyone who's not a West Ham fan is going to say that. And
yeah, the
only way I see him going for over 100 is if there's a big competition to sign him, which I don't think there will be. That meaning 3-4 teams, and a team goes in there and says, okay, screw it, we're just going to pay 60 over 100 million so we can for sure sign him. That's the only way, personally. If he
I don't think he's going for more than 75 or 80.
Yeah, that's I personally agree too. And it's completely fine to disagree, because you can totally make the argument that we don't watch every game, blah blah blah, but the people that do watch every game say the same thing. And Anthony Gordon, he's overpriced too. No one disagrees with that. Everyone says he's overpriced too, and Newcastle just have the money and spent it. That's different. But Declan Rice is not that player right now, or in the summer, where you're going to be like, screw it, we got 120, let's drop it on Declan Rice, especially after the season. 2 seasons ago, maybe. But if
dude, I would genuinely be okay with him going on a free transfer and stays with us for one more season. I'll be okay with that.
I think.
What?
I mean,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
I would disagree.
We get him for one more season.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
Do what? Nothing.
Exactly.
It's fine. I don't care. I get him for one more season.
If West Ham were in Europe next season, if they were in a European spot, then I can kind of understand that. And if West Ham improve the squad, no, I'm not done. And if West Ham improves,
we can still make it into European competition.
Okay.
If
God. West Ham,
no, it's true. We just have to win Europa Conference League, which is a good shout. I'm just saying, it's a possibility.
Anyways. Either way, even if you do have European football next year, let's say you have Europa League, you have Conference League. Okay, I'm still selling Declan Rice and using that money to better fill out the squad and have a better squad for Europe and afterwards. That's me.
I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that if that happened.
If you're gonna do that, but then at the same time, if you're doing that, other clubs know, and then they know you want to sell Declan Rice, and they're gonna lowball you because they know that West Ham are more desperate to sell him than other teams are to buy him, right? So then other teams are gonna look at it and be like, okay, other teams are gonna look at West Ham like, okay, we see that you want to sell him because he's on a free. I mean, even the whole contract thing. It's different selling him last summer than this upcoming summer, because of the contract. They know that West Ham are going to shop him around because they don't want to lose him for a record transfer fee they could be receiving. So other teams are going to be like, okay, we know you want to sell him. We're not going to give you what you want, but we'll give you a little less, because West Ham will inevitably agree to that if they want money. So
I still see him going over 100. I'm sorry, but in this market with the inflation, I still see him going over 100. I don't know where to, but
the only midfielder going over 100 is Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, easy.
Just wait.
Easy.
I should be like 100 million exactly, just 101 million or something like that. I'd accept 90, but I feel like he's worth over 100.
I feel like 90. If you're looking at 90, maybe you might get close to that, but I don't think.
Maybe.
I still think we'll hold firm to our 120 evaluation, and
you're not getting 120.
You never know.
West Ham can hold them to 120 all they want. They're gonna get nothing if they do that. That's the thing. And West Ham knows that. West Ham knows no team is gonna pay that. like that's different too. Like it's different than like a West Ham fan saying that in West Ham because they know what they want to do and they know that if they say 120, it doesn't matter how much they, he grew up with the club. Not really, but he from a young age has been at the club. He's a West Ham. He's a West Ham player. We love him. Doesn't mean crap.
He's one of our own.
At that point because you want the money from him,
dude.
Dude,
trust. He's gonna go over.
I'm not trusting.
Also, let's take this moment because we're on the West Ham topic. Can we just all three of us agree that Moyes should be out? I'm sorry, but can we all three of us just say yes? Because I genuinely hate the man right now.
I don't watch West Ham enough to
say yes.
Yeah, sure.
Think about that too.
I don't have an opinion on it.
Think about this too. New manager comes in. Okay, new manager comes in the summer. David Moyes is gone. Manager has Declan Rice and all these players. If I'm a manager, I'm coming in. I want to be here for a few years. I want to have my squad. I'm getting rid of Declan Rice, and I'm using him to build the squad that I want with the money that I get from that. I'm not going to sit there and be like, I want to keep Declan Rice for another year, and we can just let him go. No, I'm selling him, and I'm getting the money for them, and I'm buying whoever the hell I want.
See,
that's my thing.
I was actually going to.
I don't know why you're arguing this.
I'm just giving my opinion.
You speak of these a new manager, right? You speak of a new manager. A popular person West Ham fans want is actually someone we actually are going to talk about that you mentioned in the beginning of the video.
He is not going to West Ham. Carlo Ancelotti is not going to West Ham.
True story. He's actually said, "Oh no! I was talking about Will Still." He actually said he wanted to manage West Ham.
Oh, that's fine. Isn't
and
he?
I was going to transition us to Will Still, and then you thought I was talking about Ancelotti. I was gonna move us over to the manager.
Isn't Will Still a West Ham fan?
Yeah, he is. He wants to manage. I would be okay with him taking over. I'm not gonna lie. I'd be completely okay
honestly.
With that.
I don't think anyone would not be okay with that. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, that would be. I'd be cool with that.
Sack Moyes, bring in Will Still, pay the League One team. Was it Niche?
No, Reims.
Reims. Close enough. Pay them however much they want and bring them in.
I think the only thing is like West Ham would probably want to wait. West Ham would probably want to wait till he gets his like coaching badges because he doesn't have his coaching badges yet. Like Reims get fined $22,000 every game that he manages because he doesn't have his coaching qualifications yet. So I think West Ham probably wait for that and then bring him in because they don't. I mean, I wouldn't want to pay that, no matter how much it is, no matter what.
Maybe our owners are stupid, so you never know. They don't want to sack Moyes. That's the reports coming out. Is they don't want to sack him even despite losing 4-0.
Can I interrupt real quick? We're saying that name so wrong.
Will Still?
No, the team name, the club name.
Oh.
If you guys, I think they say Ras.
Sorry, what?
What?
Look it up.
What?
Look it up.
Hold on.
I don't speak French. I wish I had my friend who spoke French, but basically, I think we're seriously mispronouncing this.
Reims? Reims?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Reims.
Reims.
Okay, apologies for the comments section.
Yeah. So we were really off.
Yeah. We took that back.
Too off. Close enough. Started with an R.
We're saying Reims.
Started with an R.
Not even close.
Started with an R. It's close enough. I'm not fluent in this language. I'm trying. Yeah. Okay.
That'd be such a good pickup for West Ham.
Not grammar. That would be big, and I hope it happens in the future.
I think West Ham. If I'm West Ham though, like I'm waiting a little bit. Like I would honestly give Will Stills another season at Reims.
Yeah, I would too.
Because an 18-game unbeaten streak doesn't necessarily mean the manager. A lot of it does, but players are in the form of their lives, right?
Also, I don't think West Ham are going to want to pay the fine for his coaching badge.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier too.
Cheap. That's a solid point.
And not to mention, I mentioned
at the same time.
I mentioned his name earlier too, but they have Folarin Balogun, and he's like one of the top, if not the top, goal scorer in the league. So, like, they also have that too, right? So, I give Will Stills another year, and then see if he can do the same thing again, and then it's like, okay, then you bring him over. But That's interesting.
Well, in another year, shit, we might be in the championship, bud.
Well, honestly, that's probably even better. If you bring him over to the championship, and he
Okay.
can develop in the championship, and then you
be
bring
so depressed.
then he goes up.
I'll be having match day reactions to the championship. We don't need that on our channel. We don't need that.
Did you see that? The what's his name? Infantino, the FIFA president, was at the Millwall Norwich game.
Yeah, I saw that. That was funny.
At the Den. Yeah. No one knows why.
Hey, you know, you want to see proper football? That's what it's all about, right there.
I guess.
Go to the Den.
He wants to see those Brexit tackles. I don't blame him.
Shit. No, I want to see those Brexit tackles.
I mean, you might be next year. Don't worry about it, Andres. You might be.
Hey, that would be. Hey, to be fair, Millwall West Ham would be a game and a half because they're rivals. That would be a solid game to watch.
Yeah, same with Chelsea because they're one of Chelsea's biggest rivals too. But that's not something we're going to see. FA Cup, sure. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, sure. I'm not doing the championship.
Sometimes.
Field trip.
Whatever.
Oh, dude, it's the second or third time they would drop something over there.
Butterfingers McGee.
Yeah.
Get called out.
Damn.
All
right.
So we can. I'm last topic. Folarin Balogun. Arsenal prospect. He's on loan right now at what is it? Rons? Runs?
Oh, we got to make sure we're pronouncing this right for our viewers.
Okay, he's at Rons. Like I said, he's killing it. One of the top goal scorers in the league, if not the. But if you didn't know, he has the ability to play for the USA. If he wanted to, because he was born in New York. He was born in New York. Yeah, he was born in New York, and there's a really big push on U.S. men's national team Twitter to get him in the team. Anthony Hudson, I think the current caretaker manager for the U.S. men's national team, reached out to him. We think he applied. So if you didn't know, Balogun's English right now. That's his current nationality set in FIFA. But like I said, he could be in the USA. And I just want to gauge your guys' opinion. I know you guys don't know much about him, but should he stay with England? Should he go to USA? I'll say my spiel so you guys can think about it. But as an American, he'd be starting striker for the next 10 years. Easy. He would come in at the front. And that's why everyone wants him, because he'd be probably one of our best players. And USA, he would actually get the opportunity to play. If he stays with England, he's not getting game time. In an era where we're seeing Saka as one of the best wingers in the world right now, Phil Foden is showing up. Mason Mount will be back there, but there's just a lot of good English prospects. Balogun does not get the opportunity. To play for England at the high level, at least consistently.
US would be fun.
US, an up and coming team, World Cup in the US from New York. I'm pretty sure he didn't live in New York that long, but he's born in New York, so he has the opportunity to. Playing for Arsenal, he could get opportunities for Arsenal, if not go to another big Premier League club, or just Premier League club in general. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think he should do?
Completely agree with everything you just said right there.
From
just a career standpoint, it would be good for him, because it would just you get game time. You want to play. Every player's dream is to play in a World Cup, like every player. So and you want it. You don't care who you play for. You just want to be there. So yeah, I think it'd be the best. And England's stacked. They got so many young talents. So him having an opportunity, he's gonna have to have a worldly of a career, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
So I think USA is his best shot of being able to play in the World Cup, being able to represent a country in the World Cup. So yeah, I think it'd also be a really good addition for. Yeah, I know I haven't seen him play, but based on what you guys are saying, what Elijah says, based on the fact that he's being, there's interest in him. I think it'd be best if he went to the US. Come back home, come back to the home country. Not a USA fan, but
I mean, I know who Balogun is. Primarily, I first knew about him because of Cremo. I signed him. I don't know who it was with, but I signed him in Cremo a long time ago, and he killed it for me. And he's dealt with injuries. He hasn't really got the opportunity at Arsenal that much. especially because of their other prospects, meaning Eddie and Kedia, primarily up top, Saka on the right, whatever. He hasn't got the opportunities to, and now people are actually listening to him about him. I think USA. If there's any player that has the opportunity to play for USA, that we should try and go for and push everything for, it's him. Because he also he's not even 22 yet. He's 21, so he turned 22 in July. So he would just fit the profile of being able to grow with the U.S. men's national team at the same age that everyone else is, and he doesn't even have to worry about qualifying for the World Cup too. It's different if he has to go from England to a Jamaica or some team that are always on the fringes of the World Cup, but don't make it. He can go to the USA and just confidently just step in and play in the World Cup for sure. So yeah. I think it depends too on who they bring in as manager, because if they can bring in a big guy, I'm just throwing names out there. I don't think they're going to, but if they can get a Jose Mourinho in, which they want to, then I think that Sweden's to do even more, because you get to go learn under Jose Mourinho a few times out the year and play from the World Cup, things like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if they get the big managers like us, I think it'd be crazy. I must admit.
Hey, Will Stills did it. Why can't we? On the international level, why can't we be Will Stills?
Exactly. We got enough experience combined to lead the men's national team.
Yeah, I'd agree.
No doubt in my mind.
We say it, we literally say it every week, but one day someone will notice.
Yep.
One day someone will notice.
Yeah, exactly. Someone will notice our potential. Someone will see Elijah saved career modes in Football Manager, and
hey, I can bring it up right here.
I
have it up right here. I'm just kidding.
Bring it up. Show it on. Show it on it. Any recruitment, whatever, whoever makes these decisions to hire managers, check out this video. Hire us three, and we'll win the World Cup. There's no doubt in my mind. We'll win the whole thing.
Hey, as long as I can use the exact same terminology of Football Manager, then I'm good. The same guidelines and everything, exactly. We're good. Yeah, we can be we can have shadow writers or something. How some people write under a false name. We can be the false person.
Yeah.
That they manage through. But just put us there, please.
Yeah. They just hire someone, and then we'd actually make all the tactics and stuff.
There we go.
Sounds good.
All right.
I mean, sounds like a dream.
We'll end that there. I'm hoping this is uploading correctly, because my whole lag thing's kind of screwed us over. We'll see. That would suck. Dale, give me an outro because Andres said it last week.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. This is episode 22, which is honestly, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy that we're hit 22 now. And yeah, we're gonna keep going strong. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and catch you guys next time. Peace.